Talk to me.
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off. Take me off.
I mean, this is very sad because he's coming here to see if the man who raised him because he didn't feel loved is really his father. Can you imagine that? The parent you had in your house, you're like, I'm just not convinced you're my father because you didn't love me enough. Nice to meet you. So please, Ricardo, tell me, how was life growing up?
I would say that it was kind of rough.
What was your father doing?
Traveling. His mom raised us.
So he was absent?
Yeah.
Okay. Who did you stay with exactly again?
My grandmother.
So you stayed with, was that his
mom.
mother?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And was she older?
Yes.
So grandma tried to step in and do the best she could, but she was older at that time.
She was in her 40s or
That ain't
50s.
old. You tried it.
Look, I think about 50 though.
He did try it. I'm telling you, all y'all little young people out there who think that 30 or 40 or 50 is old, let me tell y'all something. You're going to learn really quickly when you get to this age. As a 40-year-old, you realize life is just starting. You thought it was cute in 20 and 30? Baby, wait till you get to 40 and you feel very comfortable and secure in yourself and you got all the resources you need. 20, 30, that's trash. Let me let y'all know that right now. 20s and 30s are trash. Throw it away. Basura. It's 40s and 50s where it's at. Believe me. Trust. So when did you start living with your father then?
At the age of, I would say, 10.
At 10. So
when she was murdered.
Oh, that's when she was murdered. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, so how, was your father abusive to you?
Not really. He chastised us. But as I got older, he began to put his hands on me.
It breaks my heart to hear that he says that as I got older, my father started to put his hands on me. It just gets to a place where you're like thinking like, why would you want to see a child? I just never understood this for myself even as a parent, I just couldn't do it myself. I would never hit my kid because I'm like, I'm so big and you're so small. What am I getting out of hitting you? Is that really my best way of informing you that you can be better? And I know we grew up in a world where it's like, you know, people feel like, oh, just, you know, like, just, you know, hit them. But like when you, I don't get it personally, like why people feel like, I wish we could just record somebody who thinks it's okay to hit the kids. Because I'm like, look how big you are and look how small. If I was kicking a dog, sorry, I don't want to go on this tangent. But you know what I'm saying? It just always confuses me when I see people who are like, look how big you are, look how small. So what do you want most from him today?
What I want from him is I want him to be a father. I want him to be receiving of corrective criticism.
Got it.
He needs to understand that I am 34 years old and I no longer have no more fight in me to keep allowing people to hurt me.
I'm sorry.
I can't do it no more.
Yeah, you take this.
So I have to let go.
Yeah. You're tired of fighting.
I don't have any more fight in me.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what to say. I'm just speechless.
You know, listen, when he said, I don't have any more fight in me, oh, I felt that. Because sometimes you're just exhausted. You don't have any more fight to, like, try to make it work. And I think sometimes that's a clear indication that it's time for you to take a break. That it's time for you to say, let me step away from this and then come back later. In this moment, you brought yourself on the show, so I'm going to try to help you through that moment. But in real life, if you feel like I'm exhausted, it's okay to just, like, say, you know what, enough is enough. By saying I don't have a fight in me, is saying I'm about to set a boundary that I can heal and grow on my own, and maybe we can come back together later. And it's something that we have to say, and we have to acknowledge when people say it, what they're saying actually.
You can't be a father to a child who's not present. If you're not in the house and you're steadily going to programs, not because of nothing I've done, but because of the choices you make, you can't be a parent. You can't be a parent to someone who's absent.
Okay. So you feel like he was out of the house, and so therefore you couldn't be a father? Is that what you're saying, or you were out of the house?
No. What I'm saying, him going to programs, getting in trouble in school, and being away keeps me from being that nurturing, that loving father that he needs.
Your false assumption is like, this man has a problem with his son's sexuality. But then he says he doesn't. But then he says something that I've heard many times. People are like, it's when you do too much. But it's like, what does that actually mean when someone says you do too much? Is it because they're communicating their feelings? Is it because they're trying to express to you? Is it because they are more vocal? That's where the line is, and it makes it a little confusing of like, because now that bleeds into who I am, which can relate to sexuality for some individuals. And I think it's important that we watch that language. You do too much. You got to find exactly what it is that you're trying to say, because it can become confusing. I don't want to say this man is homophobic, but I do understand why his son could feel like when you say I do too much, that he's saying it's layered to him.
I mean, I love all my kids the same. There's no different kid.
Yeah.
You
I
love each one
acted
different.
out though, and because I didn't feel as though I was loved, and that's the truth.
So
like, there's no lying.
Did you
that's
raise
the
him?
truth.
I raised him and his brothers.
Okay. Because he says the first 10 years of his life, more so, he lived with your mother.
We did.
That's not true, because what happened was when I got custody of them, my mother stepped in because me being a teenager.
So how old were you when you had him?
16.
16. Okay. And he's not your first. So at 16, you already had two?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. And so 16 to 26, I understand. So you're going through your own things. You're trying to figure out your own life. He's craving his mother's validation and love. Was she 16 as well? She was?
Yeah.
And so you just want your parents around during that time.
Right.
So you were there, but you couldn't fully be there because you were younger.
Right. I was in high school.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, just going to school, trying to be a parent. I mean, learning how to be a parent early age. But at least I did step up to the plate to get them. I could have just let them go into foster care or go into the care of the state. But I stepped up.
You know, I can't lie to you. It's always weird to me when parents want a medal for stepping up. He's like, well, I mean, I could have put you in foster care. Like, really? That's an option you had? Like, I mean, I understand what he's trying to convey. Like, I was there, but it's like, if you have decided, if your child in this world, you don't have a choice. It's like you have to be there. This is your responsibility. And I don't know why we have to give awards for that. It's like, this is what you do. It's common sense.
I don't have a problem with his sexuality. I have a problem with it when he gets overboard. He starts doing things, saying things that he shouldn't say. When I come back with the lashing of the tongue, it's because of the words that he said. See, it takes two to have those things. I'm only going to take so much of you talking to me any kind of way. I'm the parent. I'm not saying that the parent is right, but I'm just saying you have to respect your parent. And you have to be careful what you say, because when you always be ready to handle the heat in the kitchen if you're going to throw the heat out.
Right.
Got it. So why don't,
But
as his father, why don't you just walk away then when he starts to get it? Because we understand, and you're a very smart man, when kids lash out, it's because they're going through pain. I was a young father as well, so my child was born when I was 16. So I understand that there are moments where, like, even now, there's only a 15-year difference. And so when he says stuff to him, sometimes I see a grown man. I'm looking at him like, if he was on the street, it'd be a different situation. But I have to click myself into, I'm the father. So your words are coming from a state of pain. There's something that's hurting you from something in your childhood, from your mother, something that's hurting you, so I can't match your pain. So why don't you, in those moments when he hits, as you said, brings the heat in the kitchen, why don't you just walk out the kitchen? Why don't you just say, let me walk away?
Well, I'm not that guy.
He said, I asked him, why can't you walk away? And he said, I'm not that guy. That's exactly where the growth needs to happen. Like, if I spend another 2 hours with that man, I'd be able to help him identify, that's the problem. This is why you're communicating and you're fighting with your child. This is why you say things that's constantly hurting your child, is because I asked you, why can't you just walk away instead of matching his pain, matching his fire? I'm not that guy. And that's the issue. Because he needs you to be the guy who can walk, who can be better than what he's experiencing in his pain. How did it make you feel that he wanted the DNA test?
Well, I was shocked.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a DNA test does not make him not my son.
I want to know from you, can you acknowledge?
My daddy don't care about me for real, sir. And that's it. Like, after I leave here today, he will be blocked.
I actually
no, he doesn't.
disagree with that.
How?
I actually disagree.
Tell me how.
Because
tell me how.
Don't say that there's not dysfunction here. I believe there's dysfunction.
I
believe y'all got into a pattern of hurting each other.
He's going to reap what he sows, sir. I promise you.
But
he
I
will.
also saw the breakdown in communication. I saw him say
can't
several
communicate
times,
with him,
I do
period.
believe that you should have still walked away.
Yeah.
I saw
can't
you
communicate
get to
with
your
him.
point. Did we
Yeah.
all see it?
That doesn't hurt
We all
my
saw it,
feelings.
right?
It don't hurt my feelings. Because I didn't ask for what I got.
I know.
So it don't
I
matter.
think, but
I'm healthy,
as you're trying
so it don't matter
to,
what
as
he
you're
say.
trying to heal yourself,
I'm good on him.
as
bro.
you're trying to heal,
I'm good on him, and I'm telling him that to your face. I'm good on you.
well,
The
then,
relationship
let's figure
as
out.
of today.
Let's figure this out because I
Yeah.
think the thing is if you're saying that you are done with your father, it's
Yeah.
what you at least need to know if he is your father
Yeah.
or not. So this has
That's
the
good.
DNA results to show
Yeah.
if this is your father or not.
Yeah, he
All
does
right?
that all the time though. So, yeah.
This is yours to see.
Okay. Yeah, he is my biological father.
Okay.
Yeah.
He came here to find out if he wasn't his father, and I think that if he wasn't his father, if the DNA results would have been different, I do believe that he would have still been upset. I saw you get to a place where you just like, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do that. And then you said, okay, we're gonna go there. Can you commit to in those moments when you hit your moment, just walk away? Because in this moment, even if you would have got up and just walked off, then he wouldn't have felt the embarrassment. He wouldn't have felt whatever he's feeling, the disrespect, that I could have probably broken through. But right now, there's no breakthrough for me because what happened is that any wall that was down got built right back up.
Oh, that's it.
And so now he goes right into the attitude, and he's mimicking your attitude. You know that, right?
that's
He
I'm
mimics
his
your
child.
attitude. So there's something that you all missed that in the moment y'all didn't see. As they were going together, and you caught a little bit of the father blurting out and saying something that we all got shocked to, but he actually continued on saying more that had to come out the edit about his son's past, and it just was ridiculous. It literally was bad, and I had to assure this young man that we would never use any of that, which we did not. And so when you see him saying cut the show, it's because he felt so violated. He felt like you just revealed so much about me that why would you do that as my father? Why would you do that to get back at me? And so that's where that reaction is coming from. He's like, I'm done. I've been hurt my entire life, and now you just hurt me again purposefully. You did not need to share so much stuff. It's interesting that this clip has went viral on TikTok. People use it as a trending sound, which is not funny because like this little boy, his little trauma, and then we like, but that's what y'all do on social media.
Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off.
Y'all take whatever y'all want. But I don't want it. Y'all wrong for that. I'm gonna tell y'all, but it's funny. But it's not funny. I don't even know. I'm conflicted. But y'all made this a trending sound.
Take me off. Cut the show.
Can you make that commitment for him?
No.
Can you make that
No,
commitment?
I don't want it.
I came here.
I do not want it.
I came because I do love him.
No, he
And
does
regardless
not.
of the outcome,
I'm done. I don't want it.
regardless of the outcome,
I got it.
whatever happens from this point forth,
I'm
moving
good.
forward, I'm good.
From here on out, he has to just stay away from a while. I think this is a moment where they have to separate. There's too much re-triggering each other. It's hurting each other. That there's, like I said before, anywhere where the wall could have been broken down, it went right back up when the father started disrespecting him. And I think you saw a little bit of it, but there was a lot more. And I think that context helps people to understand that, like, he's making the best decision for himself by severing ties for right now. And I'm glad that he can actually take his moment for himself. All right, now it's time to cut the show. I'm ready to go. I can't do it no more. Cut the show. Cut the show.